2019 Mercedes-Benz C-Class Saloon Review. The good points of Mercedes-Benz C-Class Saloon: comfortable and upmarket cabin, smooth engines, great auto gearbox, very comfortable. The bad points of Mercedes-Benz C-Class Saloon: standard manual gearbox. Options can hike the cost. Steering lacking feel. Servicing costs high. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class Saloon has become on sale since 2014, as well as for 2018, it received a facelift, having its maker. Nevertheless, 6,500 components have already been changed or modified along the way. Not that you'd think it by taking a look at it. This may be a very conservative update, using the main visual differences being tied to paint color and lights. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class is often a popular sight on UK roads, as well as a regular visitor into your UK best bestsellers list. With justification, it appears good, has cutting-edge safety kit, an opulent interior, and also the drawer and the three-pointed star affixed to the bonnet. Does that mean it's worth your attention? In terms with the technology that underpins it, absolutely. It's safe and fully designed, with some from the technology you'll find about the company flagship, the impressive Mercedes-Benz S-Class. There's fashionable new engine to the C200 entry-level petrol model, which now features twin turbocharging and innovative power-boosting technology. Mercedes-Benz C-Class rivals are the saloons it's facing. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class is competing in a really tough market sector. It's a rival to your popular BMW 3 Series and Audi A4, in addition to the less obviously default choices, including the Jaguars, Alfa Romeo Giulia and Lexus IS. The C-Class is often a comfortable and appealing solution to its competitors, even when its interior quality lags behind the Audis, despite its posh look. It's not with a lack of tech, though, by having an optional 12.3-inch digital display with the driver now added, which complements greater centrally mounted 10.0-inch infotainment screen. It's as cheap running as the most beneficial, too, as a result of a selection of frugal engines. But, should you want something which has a bit more poke, Mercedes has lots of other models inside the C-Class range from which to choose. The C-Class is equipped with its faults, though. The poor manual gearbox and steering that's without feel detract coming from a pure sporty driving experience. If you want the reassurance of your compact saloon, come here. Whether or not it's driver involvement you crave, head in Jaguar, Alfa Romeo or BMW's direction. What is the foremost Mercedes C-Class in your case? The C-Class attributes will include a huge useful equipment for both safety and luxury, a transparent ownership proposition along with a suite of optional extras which make this car feel every inch the infant S-Class. Two extras we'd urge any C-Class buyer to test before committing range from the S suspension, which dramatically improves comfort levels, as well as the head-up display which shows sat-nav and speed limit information about the windscreen. The sport model generally seems to possess a balance of apparatus and cost, as you grow larger 17-inch wheels, LED headlights, a hugely desirable addition, parking sensors, with an appealing interior package. However, the majority of cars you'll see about the road are AMG line models having a desirable sporty body kit and sharper look. Mercedes-Benz C-Class engines. A choice of petrol and diesel engines are available inside the C-Class, suiting most buyers' tastes. Ranging through the petrol C200 and C300, for the Mercedes-Amg C43. If you prefer diesel, you can find C200D and C220 options. Full details from the power and gratification figures for many engines may be found within the performance area of this review. The C-Class is advisable specified having an automatic gearbox. You don't have much choice over, as all come using a 9-speed auto transmission anyway. However, the entry-level C200D is available having a manual gearbox in case you really want. C300 Hours Hybrid and C350E plug-in hybrid were added to your range prior to the car's 2018 facelift, too, that will be of particular fascinate company car drivers. These are supposed to be replaced that has a diesel-electric plug-in hybrid while using updated range. Driven, 2018 Mercedes-Amg C43 Saloon. The C43 performance version on the C-Class Saloon works on the 4.0-litre V8 petrol engine with astonishing power of 476 horsepower and torque of 650 Nm for that standard version, which UK buyers prefer, based on sales statistics released in 2018, and 510 horsepower/700 Nm to the upgraded S model. Its arrival with the Audi RS4 and BMW M3 Saloon, while using Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio also from the mix. It launched using a 7-speed automatic gearbox, however the facelift in 2018 ushered in a very 9-speed double-clutch box to use place, along with all the S's electronically controlled diff on all models, torque vectoring, a fresh 9-stage traction control system, for S models only, plus a different controls to control much in the additional technology. Lightweight, aerodynamic design. Some 100 kilograms lighter than its predecessor, Mercedes-Benz claims the 4th generation C-Class contains the lightest body shell from the segment, helped largely by the improved use of aluminium. Weight loss played a vital part from the design process, and CO2 emissions are already reduced within the outgoing model consequently, with many pleasingly low figures in the C200D. Mercedes-Benz C-Class interior, well crafted and filled with technology. Sharing a lot of its interior design using the larger E and S-Class saloons, the C-Class's luxurious inside certainly looks every inch the premium saloon. Although, probe somewhat deeper and spend more time from the car along with the quality doesn't always live up for the look. It doesn't feel as solid since the Audi A4 inside. As well as featuring some in the advanced technologies available inside the S-Class. The C-Class comes that includes Merck's latest infotainment systems and driver assistance tech, using the usual scroll wheel and touchpad for money majority on the car's functions. Touchpad control for multimedia system. Built into your handrest within the central panel, the touchpad enables drivers to manage all the functions inside same way we use smartphones and tablets. It also allows letters and numbers to be commented with all the handwriting recognition tool. Similar to your setups, the truth is on BMW and Audi cars. Group test, Mercedes C-Class versus Audi A4 and BMW 3 Series. Performance. Comprehensive choice of petrol and diesel models. Hybrid and plug-in hybrid versions conveniently obtainable. All offer enough performance for many drivers. Making the C-Class's engine range is usually a selection of petrol and diesel motors, while hybrid and plug-in hybrid versions were available too pre-facelift. It's expected these will rejoin the number at a later date. Mercedes-Benz C-Class diesel engines. There are two diesel options, a C200D along with a C220D, these of which is sold with 4MATIC all-wheel drive. In standard guise, the C-Class is rear-wheel drive. The C200D runs on the 1.6-litre turbodiesel motor producing 160 horsepower and 360 Nm of torque, and may complete the 0 to 62 mph sprint in 8.5 seconds. This version is merely available that has a 6-speed manual gearbox, missing out within the 9-speed automatic available along the rest in the range. If you wish more power, and also the option of 4MATIC all-wheel drive, the 2 main .0-litre C220D offers 194 horsepower and 400 Nm of torque, rendering it a considerably more flexible choice for many drivers. It's competent at running from 0 to 62 mph in 6.9 seconds, both with or without 4MATIC. The 9-speed automatic transmission, badged 9G-tronic Plus, is really a smooth gearbox that shifts throughout the ratios impressively. It's also responsive once you put your foot down and demand another turn of pace on the engine. One example is when overtaking within the motorway. The 4MATIC version on this offers drivers an additional degree of the reassurance of slippery conditions with added traction, but it'll go on a lot of effort to obtain a C-Class diesel to leave shape. Its benefits will come inside the winter months most importantly. Mercedes-Benz C-Class petrol engines. The entry-level petrol C-Class C200 runs on the 1.5-litre turbocharged unit, making a total creation of 184 horsepower. It also makes utilization of a 48-volt mild hybrid system, which Mercedes calls EcoBoost. In short, it provides another boost for acceleration, and also energy recuperation for your battery, as well as a coasting function, too. This engine comes together with the 9-speed auto gearbox as standard, and as well comes using the option of 4MATIC all-wheel drive. In rear-wheel drive form, the C200 may go from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 7.7 seconds, as the 4MATIC equipped car takes a bit longer at 8.1 seconds. Next will be the C300, a 2.0-litre turbo petrol producing 258 horsepower and 370 Nm of torque, channeling power to your rear wheels only. This version will sprint from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 5.9 seconds. Driven, Mercedes-Amg C43 4MATIC Saloon. Sitting across the C300 could be the Mercedes-Amg C43 4MATIC, powered by way of a 3.0-litre twin-turbo V6 petrol, able to propelling the C-Class from 0 to 62 miles per hour in only 4.7 seconds as a result of 390 horsepower and also a hefty 520 Nm of torque. It's not really a full-fat AMG, looking like a regular AMG line, however with stealthy performance with an engaging engine and exhaust. Remember, that isn't too boisterous, in case you're not in Sport Plus mode. So it's the type of performance saloon you can savor and make utilization of every day. Driven, Mercedes-Amg C43 Saloon. The C63 represents the most effective a C-Class might be. It's powered by the 4.0-litre V8 with huge performance, offered by 50% levels. The greater popular entry-level C63 gets 476 horsepower and 650 Nm of torque, whilst the hardcore S gets 510 horsepower and 700 Nm. At launch it used a 7-speed automatic gearbox, but this is swapped throughout the 2018 facelift for just a 9-speed twin-clutch auto, and both versions are controlled via paddle shifters behind the tire. There was no switch the signal from power or torque figures through the update. The 2018 C63 will handle 0 to 62 miles per hour in 4.1 seconds. As you move, the S will perform it in 4.0 seconds flat, all of the while generating a noise like thunder in typical AMG fashion. Engines no more available. Before the auto's facelift in 2018, there was another more powerful C250D having an older 2.1-litre turbodiesel engine producing 205 horsepower and 500 Nm of torque, able to sprinting from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 6.7 seconds. This was provided with rear and all-wheel drive. To keep things confusing, the C220D used to get powered with the same 2.1-litre diesel, as opposed towards the new 2.0-litre, producing 170 horsepower and 400 Nm of torque. The 0 to 62 miles per hour time was 7.5 seconds. The C200D was once a 1.6-litre diesel producing 136 horsepower and 320 Nm of torque, effective at running from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 10.2 seconds. For the petrols, the C200 used for being a 2.0-litre turbo unit with 184 horsepower and 300 Nm of torque, that has a 7.5 second 0 to 62 miles per hour time. Mercedes-Benz C-Class Hybrid and Plug-in Hybrid. Two eco versions from the C-Class were available before it was facelifted, the C300 Hours Hybrid plus the C350E Plug-in Hybrid, both which often are of particular fascinate company car drivers. The C300 Hours is often a diesel-electric hybrid while using the 2.1-litre diesel obtained in other C-Class diesel models in combination through an electric motor. It produces a combined production of 231 horsepower and 500 Nm of torque, switching between hybrid driving modes without treatment. The plug-in C350E is really a petrol-electric motor using a 2.0-litre petrol and battery power to become a total of 293 horsepower and 350 Nm of torque, however with tax-pleasingly low CO2 emissions of just 48 grams/km. Handling. C-Class feels agile, but not being a 3 Series. Steering isn't especially communicative. Safe and stable, however, not as rounded for an A4. Where the adaptive air suspension is installed, selecting Sport or Sport Plus inside the drive mode selection will modify the car's handling characteristics for max performance driving. We'd find the air suspension whether or not this was our car. It functions serious magic within the C-Class with regards to comfort. Unfortunately, most UK buyers won't tick that box, but that entails they're left using the excellent standard steel suspension. In its beloved configuration, it's ideal for everyday motoring. There's a fair much more body roll evident, however the payoff is really a ride that's as comfortable each and every car on this class, although models with larger alloy wheels can thump into bigger bumps inside road. The steering system we tested wasn't without fault either. While it's fairly nicely balanced regarding weighting, and it's very light at low speeds, there's a disappointing deficiency of feedback. Ultimately, it indicates you don't develop the confidence to operate a vehicle this car as quickly as you might otherwise. Mercedes does deserve credit for judging the weighting through faster corners well indeed, though, plus the car always feels balanced, otherwise particularly engaging. The dynamic select system, drive mode selection, is usually used to vary the handling on the car if adaptive suspension is suited. You can flick between 5 settings. The system adds weight on the steering in sport, and helps make the throttle response sharper too, while other modes can be more comfortable and relaxing or maybe more focused and sporty. An individual mode is usually selected and configured to tweak particular aspects in the car's driving characteristics, but a majority of drivers will leave the car inside the standard comfort mode for your best all-round balance. The C200 and C300 petrols both have tidy handling, without having real vices around the road. The steering is often a little aloof, so that you never particularly feel in addition to it, and it's never particularly inspiring they are driving on a twisting road. But high-speed stability and motorway cruising are excellent. Handling. Mercedes-Amg C43 4MATIC. The C43 can be an altogether more interesting car for keen drivers. Its steering continues to be as inert because the standard C-Class, but it's sharper and is also perfectly weighted for whichever driving mode you contain it in. The best handling compromise will come in sport mode, since it allows the motorist to enjoy the sharper steering and firmed up damping without worrying about excessively leery exhaust note Sport Plus delivers. Handling. Mercedes-Amg C43 Saloon. The C63 Saloon's handling has long been impressive, though slightly less capable for the circuit versus the BMW M3, though better road manners consequently. The front engine, rear-wheel drive layout assists in maintaining things balanced, while a suite of electrical systems let it switch character in the touch from the drive mode switch. A facelift in 2018 ushered in a very number of new systems that affect the handling quite considerably. The first is often a torque vectoring feature called Amg Dynamics that could tighten your line into a corner depending about the mode you've set it up to, Basic, Advanced, Pro and Master. These adjust the drive from your setup for slippery surfaces to your hardcore, track-only settings suitable exclusively for race tracks, in support of available on S models with race mode. Another neat introduction on S models may be the 9-step adjustable traction control, which allows the trucker to pre-select just how much they're happy the tail slip. Left to its own devices with everything off, the C63 is undoubtedly an absolute animal, and we can see why I thought this was installed suggest. All of the new tech might be controlled using the, somewhat cluttered, new tire that continues to be designed for your purpose. Behind the wheel. Interior design looks attractive. Build quality not quite as good for an A4's. Lots of kit and upmarket feel overall, though. Inside, the C-Class looks great, with the upmarket dashboard with a lot of appealing materials and neat design details. The quality for the whole is excellent, but once you commence poking some parts in the cabin, some plastics can creak. An Audi A4 feels far more solid and plush compared together with the Merc. Although the Benz is simply by no means cheap feeling. The infotainment screen is see-through and well positioned on the dashboard, which has a choice of screen sizes dependent around the infotainment system you choose to buy. It's controlled with the rotary controller and touchpad sitting above it, which, while intuitive enough, it isn't quite as simple to operate as Audi's MMI or BMW's iDrive systems on first encounter. You sit nice and low from the C-Class, as well as the way the dashboard and center console surround the motive force make for just a pleasant interior. Behind the wheel, Mercedes-Amg C43 Saloon. The C43 is really a far sportier proposition versus the rest on the lineup, with performance front seats and controls an immediate reminder you're driving something quicker plus more expensive than your normal C. That controls was swapped for a fresh design in 2018, which featured controls for your new torque vectoring and traction control systems. Comfort. Impressive ride comfort of many models. Air suspension really improves things. Refined and quiet drive, engine note disappointing. Mercedes-Benz is recognized for building exceptionally comfortable cars, as well as the C-Class delivers. It's one in the most comfortable compact executive cars inside class, so long as you spec the car within a particular way. Even in standard setup with steel spring suspension, it relates to bumps inside road well, although versions fitted with larger alloy wheels could become upset in the worst imperfections for the road. It's never too jarring or uncomfortable, though. If you need the use of tweaking improved, adaptive suspension may be specified through the options list, and is undoubtedly an effective way of boosting the entire refinement on the car. Air suspension is usually a worthwhile option. Similarly, air suspension, badged Airmatic, is usually added at extra expense, which turns the C-Class to the supplest of executive saloons. Compounding this comfort have become supportive seats all around with an abundance of adjustment, meaning long-distance comfort is excellent indeed. It doesn't contain it all sewn up, though, since the likes on the Audi A4 and BMW 3 Series are every bit as impressive while being just a little sharper drive an automobile. Some diesel engines can be slightly clattery, though, while there's just a little wind noise throughout the door mirrors. The new EcoBoost engine within the C200 is certainly effective at delivering performance and impressive economy for gentle drivers. But it's with a lack of refinement, both regarding levels of noise plus the quality with the engine note. The same will also be said to the big four-cylinder petrol engine within the C300. It's a cushy car all told, along with the engine noise levels are low, almost all lacks refinement, and compared featuring its rivals, sounds very disappointing. Comfort, Mercedes-Amg C43 Saloon. While admittedly a vehicle that's efficient at supercar performance, the C43 isn't too uncomfortable either. It utilizes a steel adaptive suspension setup, therefore isn't anywhere close to as wallowy because E63, which uses S-springs, thinks. The drive modes help here, since soften the engine ferocity, exhaust volume, gear change speed, steering weight and suspension damping separately or in the same time while using comfort drive mode. Equipment. Good equipment levels as standard. Say, Sport, AMG line as well as packs available. Plenty to get added at expense. There are 3 equipment levels offered by launch within the C-Class, say, Sport and AMG line, along that has a long list of optional extras to personalize your vehicle. Even the lowest say spec cars get a good amount of standard kit. Standard Mercedes-Benz C-Class Saloon equipment. The C-Class say kicks off kids, together with the following standard kit. 17-inch alloy wheels. Dynamic select driving mode selection. 10.25-inch color infotainment display with sat-nav, DAB radio and Bluetooth. Active parking assist, automatic parking, with parking sensors and reversing camera. Automatic lights and wipers. Cruise control. Artico man-made leather seat upholstery with heated front seats. Moving up towards the C-Class Sport brings the next on top of say 17-inch Amg Aero alloy wheels, 15mm lowered suspension, full LED headlights, sports seats in Artico man-made leather, Nappa leather wrap tire. Next up would be the C-Class Amg line, which builds on sport with 18-inch grey alloy wheels, Amg body styling with sportier front and back bumpers and side skirts, alternative radiator grille, sports braking mechanism, sports suspension and sports steering setup, sports pedals in brushed stainless, Amg sports seats, flat bottom tire. Buyers can develop standard specification of Sport and Amg line trims by opting with the Premium or Premium Plus equipment lines. Premium adds 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, 64-color ambient lighting, common online infotainment upgrade with 3D mapping for your sat-nav, online services with traffic and weather information, voice control, SD card slots as well as USB ports. Midline subwoofer, multi-beam LED intelligent light system, wireless phone charging. Premium Plus adds even more along with Premium. 360-degree cameras, Burmester surround audio system, keyless entry and ignition and automatic tailgate, panoramic glass sunroof. The Mercedes-Amg C43 4MATIC is essentially based for the Amg line trim when it comes to look, but comes exclusively using a 3.0-litre V6 engine, along with the following differences over Amg line. 18-inch alloy wheels, bi-turbo 4MATIC badging, black mirror housings, Amg specific radiator grille with double louvers and Amg lettering, red contrast stitching towards the sports seats, Amg lettering on door sills, red seat belts, high gloss black and aluminium interior trim. Mercedes-Benz C-Class optional extras. There's a choice of optional extras available for your C-Class. Some ones are more desirable than the others. One of particular interest will be the driving assistance package, which adds active blind spot assist, monitors the automobile's blind spot and alerts the motive force of any vehicles inside blind spot. Active lane keeping assist, warns the trucker if they will veer out from the lane, all of which will intervene in case you drift within the line without indicating to hold you in correct lane. Buzz Plus with cross-traffic assist, applies extra braking force if the trucker isn't applying enough plus the car detects any incident. Distronic Plus, adaptive cruise control with steering assist and prevent and go function in queuing traffic. Pre-safe brake with pedestrian detection, autonomous emergency braking. Pre-safe Plus, detects a rear-end collision and prepares the auto by putting on hazard lights, tensioning the seat belts and closing the windows, sunroof. Other options include a variety of paint schemes, interior trims and alloys. You can order a tow bar, a 360-degree reversing camera to cars without Premium or Premium Plus lines, a head-up display, a system and keep the cabin smelling nice, in addition to Airmatic air suspension, memory function for your electric front seats and full leather upholstery. Safety. 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating. Impressive number of standard safety kits. More may be added at extra expense. As you'd expect coming from a firm famous because of it, the protection credentials on the C-Class are top-notch. In Euro NCAP crash tests, the Merc was awarded 5 stars. There are 7 airbags as standard, while an additional 2 inside the rear might be ordered as optional extras. Other standard equipment includes attention assist, which warns the motorist if your vehicle senses they're tired, and Collision Prevention Assist Plus, which often can autonomously brake the auto. The body shell itself is made out of far higher strength, yet lighter, metals than around the previous C-Class, which serves to mitigate the effects associated with a collision. Optional safety kit as part on the driving assistance package really bolsters the C-Class's safety kit list, as detailed inside equipment area of this review. Interior and boot space. Good quantity of interior space to be had. Boot is really a good size and well shaped. Lots more storage space, too. The C-Class can be a surprisingly practical compact saloon, with sufficient space for 4 adults to comfortably sit for just a long journey, providing there aren't 2 exceptionally tall people within the front seats. There's a vast quantity of adjustment from the front, as well as the way a corner seat backs are reclined means those inside the back shouldn't struggle an excessive amount of. A 5th passenger won't wish to spend a lot of time inside the middle rear seat, though, since the transmission tunnel seriously eats into footroom. You get multiple storage options inside cabin including twin cup holders beforehand, large door bins along with a large central utility area beneath the armrest. All C-Class saloons come that has a standard reversing camera too, which can make parking less complicated. The C-Class isn't a considerable car, and is particularly very easy to maneuver in tight car parks or about town, with quick steering at low speeds to support this. With standard fit parking sensors and also the option of all-round cameras, it's a breeze to see all around the automobile, too. At 460 litres the C-Class's boot is really a little smaller compared to those within the Audi A4 and BMW 3 Series, 480 litres for both, however with equally limited access due towards the saloon body style. It's wide enough for getting most components of, but any trips for the dump will require something extra practical. Oddly, the Mercedes-Amg C43 incorporates a slightly larger boot at 490 litres, and definitely will expand to just 1,510 litres while using rear seats folded. For other models, maximum boot space measures 1,480 litres with all the rear seats down. An electric tailgate can be acquired, nevertheless, you don't require it, plus the rear seats split and fold easily in case you need to load any longer products in, too.